Welcome to the Rusted Garden. Today I'm going to talk about the different bagged products you can buy for your gardens, what you might use in your raised beds, in your ground beds, or in containers. It's very confusing. I'm going to go over the names, talk to you about what's in them, and this way you'll be better educated on what to buy. For instance, you can pick up a potting mix. This one says raised bed soil. There's no specific soil for raised bed. This is just something that gets confusing. You have garden soil, you have premium topsoil, and you have plain old basic topsoil. And when you come over to here, a lot of times I get asked, what is the one product that I would recommend as a potting mix that I can just purchase, pour into a container, and plant? And that would be this product by Good Dirt. It's their potting mix. I'm going to go over what this is and show you a growing example. This is a potting mix that I don't recommend because it's made out of wood chips, and this is the Good Dirt's product. And I'm going to show you the root systems of these plants because the root system is what is key to the development of your plants in containers. Let's get started with the different products over here. I'm going to explain to you what they are, the cost, and where you would use them. This is what the topsoil looks like. Lots of pieces of wood in there. It's basically sand and earth. This is not something you would use in containers for growing your vegetables in containers on your deck or anything like that. This would be used or thrown into an earth bed or a raised bed just to build up the soil that's in there. As you get to the premium topsoil, they add in sometimes peat moss, more woody materials, and wood material is great for your earth beds for a cheap way to kind of build them up, but you don't want wood mixed into your planting mix if you're going to use it in containers, because as wood decomposes, it takes nitrogen to break it down. So as the wood is breaking down and using the nitrogen, the plants that want the nitrogen aren't getting what they need. So you don't really want to use topsoil in your containers. As you get to garden soil, more woody material, more peat moss, and basically you're getting more organic matter, and you can get away using this in containers. Although when you read a lot of the packaging for garden soils, it says don't use in containers. It depends on the plant. You know, to be safe, move down here. You get to a product that has the raised bed soil, and that's really just a gimmick to kind of differentiate this product from other products so that you buy this if you have a raised bed. This is a step above the garden soil. Maybe more peat moss in there, I'm not sure, but this is more expensive than that. And then you get to the potting mix, which is mostly always peat moss. There's some perlite in there, and this is really good for containers because the potting mixes retain a lot of water, and that's the key to container gardens. One is water. You need to have a material that absorbs and holds water, and you also have to have a material that is really loose and really lets root systems develop into containers. So that's the quick difference between the products, and what you would have noticed is the cost down on this end is $2. As you get down to the other end, you get down to about $12, and the main difference is peat moss. So you can make your own product. I have plenty of videos on that. You can buy this stuff when it's on sale. Take 50% of this, mix it with 50% of peat moss. That makes a great raised bed soil, great for your earth beds, and you can even use it for your containers. However, I'm always asked if I were going to pick one product for my containers, what would I pick? And what I would select is Good Dirt. Let me show you what that is. And as I said, I've been asked what product would I use straight from a bag into a container and plant for my container plants, and that would be Good Dirt. The reason that I like them, it's peat based, and I use peat moss all the time, been using it for 10 or 15 years. A lot of people say to me, well, it's not sustainable. That's not true. Peat moss is a sustainable product, and you can go online and learn why Canadian peat moss is sustainable. 100% sustainable, so don't let that stop you. This is a combination of peat moss and bog bits. Bog bits are the byproduct from harvesting peat moss, and what it does is just creates a very nice loose soil which helps the plants really develop strong root systems, and that's the key. Also mixed in here too, and you can go online, check them out at gooddirt.com. They'll tell you what's in their product, but there's some starting fertilizer in here which will get the plants started. Every 10 to 14 days you're going to have to feed your plants, but there's a starting fertilizer, and they also talk about probiotics. Great product. Purchase it, pour it, and then plant. Let me show you, well, you can see what it looks like. I mean, This is dry, but even with the moisture in it, it just stays just like this. Great product for root development, and that's what I want to show you. This is one of my greens boxes, and I'm cutting into this with a knife. This is all Good Dirt's product, and I just want to show you the root system. That's why I like this product. That's beautiful. I'm going to harvest and eat this today. One plant, massive root growth, it's moist. Just a very, very good product, and you can see the roots cutting all through here. Excellent. This is what you want for a container mix. This stays nice and moist. It helps the root system develop, as you can see. And because it's peat moss, because it's a peat product, it really locks water in like a sponge, and that's what's going to make the biggest difference on hot days for your container plants. If you use some of the other products that I showed you that don't have organic matter, in this case this is all peat moss, they're going to dry out really quick. And if your container plants dry out just once, the root systems die off, the upper growth will suffer, and you won't get plants as large as you can. So again, if you had to go and pick one product to pour into your containers and use, I would recommend Good Dirt over anything right now. I really, really, really like the product. Hope you enjoyed the video, and this just gives you some sense of the different products that you can buy for your garden, where you would use it, the cost, and what's in them. And again, the key is the more organic matter that's in a product, the usually more it's going to cost you, but it's also going to be a better material for containers. Please check out my blog at www.therustedgarden.blogspot.com, and also check out my YouTube videos. Thanks.